Chicago, 2004. The air in the city felt heavier, as though everyone was waiting for a storm to break. For Daniel Moore, newly released from Cook County Jail, freedom was a cruel illusion. Cameras flashed when he walked out, journalists screamed questions, and headlines the next day read, "Innocent or mastermind?" But Daniel knew one thing. He was no longer just fighting for his name. He was fighting for survival. The FBI's plan was simple in theory, impossible in execution. Release Daniel, shadow him, and wait for David, the real criminal twin, to strike. Daniel became bait in his own story, a man forced to walk the streets under constant surveillance. He lived in a rundown motel on the edge of the city, watched day and night. Every phone call, every step, every glance was monitored. Yet David never appeared in the obvious places. Instead, Chicago began bleeding again. Armored truck robberies, bank vaults cracked open, and chilling graffiti scrawled on walls. "He's free because I allow it." The message was clear. David was playing a game, and Daniel was the unwilling pawn. The trial had divided the city. Some believed Daniel was a victim. Others believed he was David's partner. Talk shows debated the twin theory. Was David even real, or just an alter ego Daniel invented? Then came the turning point. In a late-night robbery, David slipped. Not much, but enough. A grainy gas station camera caught his reflection, his build, his smirk. Finally, the FBI had proof. The city erupted. For Daniel, it was vindication. For David, it was fuel. He responded with his boldest move yet. A handwritten note delivered directly to Daniel's motel room under the door. It read, "You were always the weaker one. Now you're the bait. Let's finish this where it began." Attached was a location, an abandoned steel mill on the south side. The FBI swarmed the area, setting up snipers, SWAT teams, and surveillance vans. But when Daniel walked inside the rusted hollow shell of the steel mill, all the noise of law enforcement faded. It was just him and David. The brothers stood face to face, mirrors of each other. Daniel in his modest jacket, David in black leather with wild eyes and a grin carved from madness. "Do you see now?" David taunted, circling him. "The world doesn't want the truth. They want a show. You were the scapegoat, and he spread his arms wide. "I'm the legend." Daniel's voice shook but carried weight. "You're not a legend. You're a coward. You hid behind me, behind your own blood." David laughed. "Blood is just ink in a bad story, and I write better endings than you ever will." The FBI closed in, but the twins lunged at each other before the team could intervene. The steel mill echoed with fists, broken metal, and shouted rage. Years of betrayal unleashed in seconds. The FBI stormed the mill. Shots rang out. When the smoke cleared, one twin lay on the ground, wounded but alive. "Freeze!" agents shouted. The surviving twin raised his hands, blood dripping down his arm. He said calmly, "I'm Daniel." But no one moved. The problem was the FBI couldn't be sure. In the chaos, both had fought, both had bled, and both had shouted each other's names. The jury, the cameras, the world, everyone watching was forced to ask the same question: which twin survived? Official reports later stated that Daniel Moore was exonerated after DNA confirmed David as a criminal mastermind. The press celebrated the justice system's triumph, but whispers lingered. Eyewitnesses swore the man who walked out mill carried himself more like David than Daniel, his posture sharper, his eyes colder. Some FBI agents privately admitted they still had doubts. Daniel, or David, vanished from public life soon after, refusing interviews, declining book deals, leaving only silence behind. Chicago, however, never forgot. The case became one of the most debated in American crime history, a story of identity, betrayal, and a question that still haunts true crime enthusiasts today. Did justice really win, or did the wrong twin walk free again?